What's going on, guys? I want to talk about food and how food can boost your vibration. I know a lot of people want to feel good. I know a lot of people want to manifest great things in your life. You want to create great things in your life. And the fuel that fuels through our day begins with food, right? I'm a big practitioner of this. I'm not a health consultant. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so don't take health advice from me. But I'm going to let you know what I do and how I'm able to sit in front of a fast food joint here at Jack in the Box, right, at a break at work, and I prepare to not be at I prepare to not be at cause for the circumstance of the health of my body, so I plan accordingly, right? Just today, I got a comment from my uncle who saw a picture of yesterday's meal, which is basically the same thing as this. I stir-fried some cabbage, put in some avocado, threw in some sprouted chickpeas, right? And he's like, "Where's the meat?" Right? And it's a great question because everyone thinks you have to have meat with your meal and things like that. And I eat meat sometimes. But the thing is, we don't have to have that much, right? And I think the big proof is, can you see your belly button? I mean, I'm not your belly button, but can you see your belt buckle, right? And if you can't, no judgment or anything like that, but I can see it pretty good. And I have extreme energy all day long, so I'm not like malnourished or not getting enough energy. I think it just takes planning correctly, right? So how can you sit in front of a fast food joint, smell the food that makes you hungry, and not eat it, right? That's the biggest challenge, because you're going to be out hungry someday. How do you transcend that? First, I think you got a plan, right? So I'm super planned out. I got a big-ass avocado. By the way, I bought this at the 99-cent store. I'm going to be making a video soon that shows how I go shopping and save a bunch of money, and at the same time, I eat super healthy. So I think it's a big help for you guys, don't you think? So what can you do? I think, just like my uncle making the comments, like, "Where's the meat in your food, man? How do you get your protein?" Right? He didn't say that, but people ask, how do you get your protein if you're not eating meat, right? How does a horse stay incredibly muscular? How does a gorilla, 300-pound gorilla, stay incredibly strong? They're not eating meat. They're not eating hot dogs. They're not eating hamburgers, right? So one of the reasons why I eat so clean is because I want to have optimal health. I want to have an unfair advantage in life, right? And if we're overeating, thinking we need certain foods when you think you're hungry, you're just putting on more energy into your body that it can handle, and thus, you see your stomach protrude, or, you see fat develop. And it's a hard thing for a lot of people to control and go through. And it's a big subject, which is why I talk about it a lot. What can you do, right? So one of the things I do is I eat a massive amount of vegetables, right? Like, I'll take one head of cabbage and I'll eat the whole fucking thing for dinner, right? I'll steam it up or stir fry it a little bit. I eat eggs a lot. This is suggested by Tibetan yogis to eat eggs. Eggs have all the essential nutrients for a baby chick to grow. So think about that. So when you have an egg, you're basically having most of the essential ingredients that's needed to create an organism. So I eat a good amount of eggs, ideally organic, because the soy industry, the soy feed that they give a lot of these animals, it's not really good. It's highly GMO, and it fucks up the system. It's interesting seeing animals that eat GMO foods compared to animals that eat natural or organic foods, and their stomachs are not like super reddened and inflamed and all fucked up and shit. It's crazy. This whole food industry is nuts, right? So here's another snack I make, and I showed this before. One of my most favorite snacks. I soak cashews and pine nuts. It's so fucking good. It's ridiculous. I'm probably gonna start making different stuff so I can show some variants. But this week, that's what I got in my fridge to. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on how do you transcend and break free, because I know a lot of you guys, or a lot of people, you want to eat healthier. You're out on the job site, and like yesterday, we had a work party. They ordered pizza for everybody. Now, I don't eat pizza. I mean, I've eaten pizza once in a while, but just all of that wheat, like the gluten, like why is pizza bad, right? I mean, it tastes freaking amazing, right? How can you transcend it? If you know that gluten, wheat, notice the word glue is in the word gluten, right? So wheat is like a glue, which is why people have a big issue with trying to lose weight in their stomachs, because in your intestine you got a bunch of shit literally just sitting in there not getting out, right? Which I think why it's really important to eat tons of vegetation and vegetables. That's easy to break down, right? Yeah. I'm gonna take a bite because I'm hungry. Thanks for you guys joining. Try to present as much value as I can. I've done a lot of studying over the years. I haven't really shared much over the years. And now all this information is like bursting out of my brain, because I see a lot of people want it, need it, can use it. I don't know, what else can I include here? One of the big things with fast food, why it's so hard to not eat fast food, they chemically engineer fast food to be wanted, for you to crave it, right? There's MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, which is actually a neurotoxin, which is in the food that's actually makes your body think it's not full, so you eat more. So you sit there at the restaurant after you had your 2 burgers and large fry and large Coke, and for some reason you're still hungry and you order the desserts and everything, right? It's because listen, businesses don't give a shit about you, right? All they care about is the money, especially if they're publicly traded. They sit in offices and they figure out, how can we collect more money, right? They don't care about you. There's only one person who's going to care about your health, and that's you. That's why it's our responsibility to know all this stuff, right? Also, you have mental programming thinking that you need to eat meat and you need to have all this food, right? So on top of being, like you crave this stuff, you also have mental programming, which is very tricky for a lot of people. I mean, I believe most people are addicted to food just because you think you need it. I've gone 9 days without eating once doing a fast. And it's really interesting because when you do a fast and you don't eat for, a few days in a row, you actually get more energy. It's like, how is that even possible? It's like, I didn't eat for a week. How do I have more energy now than, a week ago? The fact is, most of the food you eat takes more energy to break down than there's actually energy in the food, which is a really important thing to know. I mean, if you sit down, you're eating a bunch of MSG-filled food, and you pack your stomach is only big as your fist, right? And if you eat a massive plate of food, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I ate all this food, you actually lost energy in that meal. So the question is, what are you eating for? Are you eating just because it tastes good? Just because it's like a blissful experience? Maybe sometimes, right? Or are you eating so you can have energy, right? The food can either be poison or it can be medicine. And it's your choice as to what you put in it and what you use. So, a lot of little elements with food, and I think this is a big element to life because we're eating all the time, right? And if you care about creating good things in your life, and you know that the basis of reality is all energy, and you know that quantum physicists have all tried and tested the experiment of looking at the smallest particles, and depending upon the state of mind of the scientist looking at the particles determines how the particles act. And so if all these little particles make up all of reality, it means that your emotions affect reality. And so if you can't control your emotions and you feel bad, you're going to have a harder time with life. So if you can eat better food to make you feel better and give you more energy, you're going to have an easier time having better circumstances in your day. It's really interesting because it's like, I feel like this stuff should be taught in school and it's just like reality 101. But, you know, I don't think all of the big organizations are designed to help you break free from society, help you live who you're supposed to be. Because if that were the case, they would teach you how to do your taxes. They would teach you how to run a business, right? Not be in school to learn how to be an employee, to work for someone in a business, right? Taking orders, working in a factory, sitting on a desk, stand in a line, do what you're told, or get kicked out of school, right? There's so many variables to all this. So, I hope you guys learned something. I got to get back on the road and finish my meal. I don't want to be eating on camera. I think that's kind of rude. But make better choices, guys. Stay tuned. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll do my best to create content around that to help you guys not ever have to go to fast food. And, you know, you don't have to. If you want to feel better, you want to have better health and not run into health issues down the line, man, take control. You can do it. You're powerful. The main point here is you are the biggest power in your life to manifest, and you create all the circumstances of your life. So once you have all that responsibility and you're able to respond with your ability to respond, then it makes it easier. It makes it a lot easier. Life just flows. It's amazing. Thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay healthy. Stay high vibing. Smile. You look better that way.